It's that time of the day again for the workday recap. This morning my day started again at about 6:45 a.m. Had to be at a Family Care Partners up in Arlington. This was to install 2 of those practice wired devices, TVs, and troubleshoot one of the waiting room healthy advice monitors. Now, this one was special because there was an electrician that was supposed to be there wiring up outlets, and of course, based on the survey, the site survey, the locations of the practice wires weren't good for the doctors, so spent about the first hour and a half trying to figure out where to put them and get approval for it. So we finally did that, and the electrician was able to start. Now, while he was doing that, I was to troubleshoot that waiting room monitor. What I had to do for that was they were switching. It was still using dial-up modem for its updates, so I had to run about a 30-foot cable up in the ceiling over to a jack, which I ended up plugging into a phone with a switch so I could hook up that waiting room PC. Ended up having to switch it over to network so to get its updates that way instead of using the fax line and phone line. So I did that, and when we went to configure it, it wouldn't connect to the program server that it needed to connect to. The reason being, the firewall settings had to be reset or opened up, the port settings for the to allow that PC to connect to the content server. So once they did that, they told me just let it run overnight and hopefully it'll work in the morning. So I don't know about that, but that job was done. Then I went on to the practice wire in the staff break room. This one got mounted probably a good 8 feet up in the air, and relatively simple. The cable run was about 60 feet, and of course, based on the site survey, which I found out, the people that they were sending out for the site survey weren't actually like cabling technicians. They're just customer service reps for healthy advice, which, what are they going to know about how to run a cable and where to run it and what kind of issues are going to pop up? So because of that, each one of these I've had to do something different on. And sorry about the lighting there, the sun's like straight up ahead. But anyways, when I ran that cable, I ended up inhaling some insulation, which is not good, because as soon as I did that, all I could taste was blood when I breathed, and I still kind of feel a tickle and can taste blood when I cough, but it'll clear out. It's happened before, so no big deal. But while I was running that cable, I ran into a half wall that was actually cinder block that I had no clue about, because site survey never mentioned it. And there was a firewall that needed to be punched through. Thankfully, I found a pre-existing hole to go through, so I didn't have to punch a hole. But still, it's like stuff like this that should be caught on a site survey, and the technician or installer should have a heads up on it so they know what they're up against. But anyways, got that one up, turned it on, tested it, it connected to the server, updated, and we found out that that particular monitor, based on the serial number, was supposed to go in the second location. And the second location one was supposed to go where I was installing in the staff break room. Little did I know that there was nothing in the paperwork that stated this particular monitor goes here. So I let Healthy Advice know about that, and hopefully they'll change that in the future work orders. But the second location was in the physician's break room, and what was it? Probably about noontime on today. We couldn't get in there because they had lunch in there. Then it was booked up for meetings all day. So we ended up having to reschedule that job for next week. I think the electrician's going to be there on Tuesday, and I'll be there sometime after that, either the same day or the next day or two. But nothing ever goes planned with these Healthy Advice things, and I mentioned to the point of contact that wouldn't it be better if the person who's going to install the equipment did the site survey? And he just stated, that does make sense. I'll make a note of that. So hopefully that'll change in the future too. But it is a little bit after 4 p.m. It is 61 degrees out and feels awesome in the sun. It's not too chilly today. A little bit of chill in the air, but not too bad. Like I said, not too bad in the sun. But I'm finally heading home, and can't wait to get home. You want to know how lazy I am? See that pizza there? I mean, I was hungry, but for the most part I ordered that from Papa John's because I needed soda and I was too lazy to go out and get it. So I got the pizza because I hadn't eaten all day, and that was good, and I got two liters of Pepsi. Yeah. Don't judge. I'm not usually that lazy. It's time to play some video games.